Today I am out by the sea, but I'm not going to be photographing the sea. I'm actually going to be doing some more urban or town photography. It's not a big town, it's a little bit bigger than the town that I live in, but not massive. It's called Villajoyosa. As I said, it's on the coast, but I'm not looking at photographing the sea. I'm going to go in and have a look at some buildings and architecture and details and just see what else I can get. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. I parked just out of town, walked in along a little bit of sort of coastal trail, just because it was easier to do that than trying to park in town. And I'm in one end of town now, and I'm at the right part to check out one of the things that Villajoyosa is famous for, and that's the coloured fishermen's houses. I've heard a couple of different stories about these fishermen's houses. One is that the fishermen painted them in bright colours so that they would be easy to spot from out at sea. The other story that I've heard is the fishermen painted their boats in bright colours and used the leftover paint to paint their houses. I don't know which, if either of those stories is true, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. I'm assuming that the people who own those houses now are obliged to keep the colours, and I think I can see like there's some of them, you know, potentially over here behind me. So I'm going to take a little wander around, but I think there's some more brightly coloured ones a bit further over. So a lot of those coloured houses are down on the seafront, and they've been converted into, or at least the ground floors have been turned into bars and restaurants and little shops. And they're quite busy, lots of people around, so maybe not the greatest to photograph. So what I've done is I've come up a bit higher, a bit away from the seafront, and I've already found this very pretty street up here. Narrow street, steps going up, tall coloured buildings. Maybe not as colourful as the ones along the front, but perhaps a little bit more authentic as well. So I think we'll do a shot there, probably with a 28mm lens, vertical, a little bit of blue sky in the top. Yeah, we'll give that a go. .28mm. Keep it fairly bright, but keep the highlights from blowing out in the sky. Yeah, it's quite nice. If you watch my other urban photography video that I did a couple of weeks ago, you'll know I love this kind of thing, sort of weathered and peeling paint and details, so I think I'm going to have to do a shot of this. not often you see one of these things outside. Little moving walkway to aid people getting from the lower beachfront area up to the higher town area. Walking up along this path, and I spotted these really pretty flowers, and I've got a close-up stroke macro lens, so why not? Might be a little bit breezy, that's the only thing, but let's see what we can do. Because these are moving quite a bit, I'm bringing the ISO up. The aperture fairly low down on the fast exposure time. Oops. And it's just a case of waiting for the wind to stop a bit. Which of course it doesn't when you're trying to get a shot. So you've got this sort of curving structure with a sort of kind of lattice roof, and then the trees up in the background. I'm going to try two versions of this. I'm going to do one shot with the 28mm lens, and then I'm going to put the wide angle lens on and see what that looks like. So we'll start off with the 28mm. Try and get it nice and balanced compositionally, like that. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay, let's try a wide angle. Don't know how wide yet. Go 11mm. Keep it really wide. That creates some real perspective and shame the fountain's not going. That might have made for an interesting one with all the water going around, but with it just being still, not particularly appealing. Still, we'll carry on looking around. I always say if something catches your eye, it's worth checking out. And as I was walking around, I saw this bright green door in this blue wall. So I decided to come and have a look at it. And you know what? I think there might be an image here. Just a case of working out how to make the composition work. I'm not sure whether to include bits of maybe the handrails and the steps in it, whether to include any of the windows in it. I don't know, I'm going to have a little play around. I like it with the green door, the blue wall, a little bit of the steps in there, and one of the windows. maybe not exactly urban, but I'm really taken with this palm tree and the little one next to it. Clouds behind, backlit. I'm going to get very low down with a wide angle lens and see if I can get a shot of it. May even go black and white. Right, heading out of town now, and I think that's the end of my little adventure for today. Surprisingly warm, even though we're well into October. I think colour has played an important part in the majority of the images that I've shot today, although there are a couple that might go black and white. I guess you'll already have seen that. Anyway, I'm going to head for home and get a nice cold drink and see what I've managed to capture. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, likes, shares, comments, all really appreciated and really helpful. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this and you want to see more of my landscape, urban and whatever else takes my fancy photography, then don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.